What's going on, everybody? How we doing on this fine Sunday afternoon? It's been a short week. We're doing back-to-back weeks this week. Myself, I'm doing a 24-hour stream. My name is Grim, aka Ogrimathy. There's no AKA in there. It's now Grimathy. Tonto, you know that. Which brings me on the topic of today's topic. Yeah, which is why I'm stumbling over my words. Content exhaustion. Content exhaustion. Creation burnout. So on and so forth. Whatever word you know it as, that is what it is, you know. Obviously after a certain amount of time, you know, when you're doing these marathon streams and stuff, you start to lose cognitive function and start, you know, speaking cursive, so to speak. That is what I have began to do. But nevertheless, I am really excited about this one today. We have a lot of stuff talked about, a lot of stuff to break down. But now I'm going to pass it over to my co-host here, the lovely, the beautiful.
Hello, I am Tonto. I am Cat Daddy of SRC. And sorry I had to step away. My neighbor decided to start mowing the lawn out there. It rained. And I had my window open. So hopefully you guys can't hear that with the shut now. But yes.
You say he mowed the lawn?
He's mowing the lawn right now. Mowing the lawn.
And it just rained?
Yes. My neighbors are weird. But yeah, so hopefully that doesn't really bother come picking up on the mic. But yep, we are here to go over Creation Burnout. This is something that happens to a lot of us that are in these roles, that are pursuing these careers, and whether you are streaming, you're cosplaying, you are maybe a social media manager for someone. You know, you're always doing something to for in these type of creative roles. But sooner or later, your mind and your body are going to give out if you can't take that. Do something to prevent that, or if it does happen, you need something to help you bounce back from that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, creating content, you know, it's a work of art. You know, you're expressing yourself and being comfortable in your own skin, so to speak. And you know, whether it's a novel, musical, you know, composition, it doesn't matter. It all requires focus, and you can't focus if you're tired. You can't focus if you're, you know, running on fumes and you're putting out your 5th video of the week, 5th day in a row. It's insane how easy it is in this line of work to literally just completely burn yourself out. And you know, it's there's a lot of high expectations. You know, creative individuals often have high standards for themselves in their work, and the pressure to constantly produce exceptional, you know, work can be mentally and emotionally draining. You know, it can take a toll on you, can take a toll on your family. You just had to have your P's and Q's straight. You know what you're getting into before you dip your toes in. Just know it's going to grab the shit out of your toe and yank your ass in.
Yeah, and especially it's going to be hard for those people who are perfectionists, because it's like a double-edged sword, because it drives them to not only meet their goals but also exceed them each time. But with doing that, you are doubling all that stress, all that anxiety. You know, just it's more than one person can take at a time. But there's just those people who just consistently, day in and day out, night in and night out, that is what they're doing nonstop.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, man, but like, you ever been like on that grind and you're pushing that stuff out, you feel good about it, but at the same time, you're doing so much and you're everywhere. Your mind's going a million miles an hour. Okay, everybody knows my mind goes a million miles an hour, 1,000,002 precisely. ADHD is a hell of a thing. But have you ever had that creative block that just gets in your way and it just stops everything?
Oh, for sure. There's it was me, like I was like getting my clips together. I was getting ahead of like, oh, let me make sure for this coming week I have these TikToks ready to post, and then not only that, I had to make sure like I was streaming, and there was, I want to say, it was sometime last year. Like there was I think it was middle of last year where when I was really getting into TikTok and I was streaming a lot more. At the time, I was unemployed, so I had all this free time on my hands, and which was, unfortunately, I was unemployed, but with this free time, I was able to, start learning how to edit videos and learn new skills. But with doing all of this all the time, I just hit a brick wall where
Yeah.
I had no energy to stream, to look at my clips, or honestly, there's even days that I just didn't want to play a game like at all. Like I had no interest at all. I was just shut down.
Yeah, no, it consumes you, man. And if you already have contributing factors going on in your life, and you add to it, unintentionally add to it with content, and this is supposed to be my escape. I don't know, but I know it is for a lot of people. I'm sure it is for you as well, Tonto. And once your escape becomes no longer that, and it's no longer a sense of freedom. It's no longer a sense of being. It's a sense of you want to avoid it. Just like sometimes I get on video games because I don't want to do some paperwork. I don't want to do real adult stuff. It's hard to find that balance, and once you do, though, it's beautiful. But finding that balance, man, you're going to cry, you are going to sweat, you're going to panic,
you'll be sleep deprived, like a certain someone we know.
This ain't nothing. Everybody knows that. If you guys are new here, you guys are just hearing the podcast, whether it be on Spotify or YouTube or here in the chat. I do this all the time. Long streams, that's me. All right. Went for the record, fell short. Tonto knows this. Went into a coma.
He died on stream. Like the sun got really low and he was gone. What were you eating? You're eating what? Pizza rolls or something like that?
I ate pizza rolls, and let's just say those things were unequivocally fucking busting. And yeah, the Sandman smacked the living shit out of me. It was like, stop it.
I can't tell you how many times, Chad, I was calling him on Discord to wake him up, and this was all when we were doing an LGS watch party for one of the CC. Or no, I think it was actually the actual LGS. And like, hey, Grim, nothing. And called him 5-6 times, nothing. And then he eventually, like within a few minutes after that, was like, yeah, I'm dead. I'm like, okay, good night, man.
Yeah. It was fun though. It was a blast. I wouldn't change it for the world. There's so many memories that was made on that stream, with a bunch of different people, met so many different people, man. It was crazy. It was an experience, and sometimes, that burnout, yeah, it sucks. Sometimes, there is value in it. You're working your ass off, and that's what you have to find as well. Find that value in your point of burnout. Just know that once you do realize, like, hey, this is me burning out right now. I got the block. I got, high expectations. I'm overworking myself. I can't concentrate. Just know you got there. You got to that point because you were pushing yourself. And nobody can say you didn't try. So be proud of it at the same time. Find a sense of meaning in it.
And there's no like a one cure thing. Like creation burnout is going to happen when you're going to be in this type of environment. So there's ways that you can help mitigate it. Like just like me and you, Graham, was PMCS, preventive maintenance checks. So like there's a way to assist us in that. And I think when you go through a burnout like that, you can look back on that and see like, oh, okay, this is when it's happened. This is what I was doing. I need to set some checks and balances with this activity I'm doing, or it's just gonna happen immediately again.
It's like a what is it called? A blender. You get stuck in the blender and you just feel like you can't get out. You're getting chopped up. You're getting diced. You're next thing you know, you're a smoothie. You're a content creator smoothie of depression. It's not a good thing.
Depression, anxiety, all the bad things.
Yeah. And another thing is overworking. I mentioned it earlier, but I want to touch on that a little bit. Just keep in mind you have if you're not doing this full time, if you're not a full time creator, if you're not, if this isn't your sole meaning of waking up in the morning and planning your day out, know that you have a 9 to 5. You're working long hours. You're often fueled to get on after you get off of work by your desire to bring your ideas to life that you might have had at work while you were playing paper football, or who knows what happened at work, but you just want to bring it to life, and you're so motivated to get in there and bring this idea and make it real that you don't realize that, hey man, I'm running on fumes. You're on that high.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great feeling, don't get me wrong, but just know what you're doing. Like, oh, I'm 3 hours of sleep, but I really want to do this. Weigh things, weigh the consequences, weigh factors. Don't do not overdo it, because next thing you know, you're 96 hours into a stream and you eat pizza rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So don't do that.
There's something that I've recently figured out was so I work at a job. I work second shift from 2 to 10:30 p.m. and it's an office job. It's a lot of like paperwork, a lot of inputting data in the system and everything. And I would think, okay, this is awesome. I like being up late, so these hours work well for me. And then when I get home, I can play video games, I can stream, or whatever. And I try to do that after getting on the shift and everything, and then just out of nowhere, just my energy is drained. I can feel the memes hitting me and everything, and also I just don't feel like when I'm like this, I don't feel like I can put out the energy that I would need to and I would want to for a stream. And then and from that stream, I wanted to get clips from it, whatever I'm doing. If I'm playing Apex or I'm doing something else, then the quality's not there, because there is no energy for you to do that. There is no motivation to do it. So what I'm trying to figure out now, one thing I figured out is, during the week when I am working, I'm right now nighttime streams probably won't be a thing. I'm looking into doing a little bit of daytime streams, trying to figure that out still, and then definitely streams during the weekend. But I think that's, again, people need to. That's where you need to reevaluate. If you feel like you're not putting out that type of content that you can do, you have to take that step back. You have to, look at it a different perspective. Or, if you have great people, other creators too, I mean, they can definitely understand that. You can even ask them, hey, I'm sure you're feeling the same with you feel you right now how I'm feeling. I'm sure you felt that before. Like, can you look at this with me? See, maybe you can see what I can't see as well. And vice versa. You also do that for that person. That's how we help each other out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's definitely something you have to consider when even thinking about doing this stuff, man. It's a lot. I'm just thinking back of all the different times that I've sat in front of my computer and just stared at my monitor. And not for lack of wanting to hit the go live button. I wasn't scared to hit it or anything like that, or scared to get on the game. It was more or less like what am I doing today? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And it's mind-boggling. At times it can be. But anytime you're making content, you want to have. You don't want to have excuses when things don't go well. And Creation Burnout, that's what it is, honestly. It's one big excuse. It's like, if the video doesn't do well, okay, I was only running on an hour of sleep. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I was just tired. I couldn't think straight because, I've been doing so much lately, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And You want to put 100% of yourself into your work. You are a direct reflection of any clips you put out, any TikToks, any YouTube videos, any podcasts. You know, so you gotta you gotta mitigate the risk. You know, you want to say that like I put my fucking all into this video and it failed and it sucks and I'm gonna blame the fucking algorithm of all things. Like I don't care anymore. Like I was fine. I had like 18 Red Bulls. I was ready to go. I was juiced up. Like the editing on that shit was chef's kiss, Salt Bay. Like, come on now.
The heart's like, Captain, I can't take it anymore. Please.
Yeah, I I know myself, and I damn sure know you too, Tonto. We can vouch for running on energy drinks. It's not a healthy thing to do. In the military, you often find yourselves looking at the vending machine and being like, all right, after this, I'm gonna get some rest. They'll let me off. I'll definitely get off. Definitely gonna get some sleep. One eternity later, you're not off.
No,
it's horrible. But, yeah, don't do that. Don't drink copious amounts of energy.
Be healthy with what you're ingesting to pursue these goals.
Yeah. Wait, Tonto, who the fuck was it about 6 months ago? Who was it that drank like 3 huge monsters back to back to back?
Oh my god. I know the situation you're talking about. I don't remember the person who was doing that. But when we found that out, like my heart felt pain. Like it was given out.
God, it's gonna bother me. But I remember they said something in pub chat, I believe, in the Discord. And they were talking about playing comp or something like that. Okay, I'm not gonna say the name out loud, but yeah, when I read that, I had to like, the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You're gonna have a stroke.
You need to call the ambulance? Are you okay?
That's not one of those you need to call the ambulance, but not for me moments. That's a life alert moment.
Yeah.
Like, shit. I don't know. I can't function on it. Energy drinks don't do anything for me, but that's the beautiful colors of ADHD. You have adverse reactions to a lot of things, and one of the things I have adverse reactions to is energy drinks. Haven't found one that actually gives me freaking energy, but I like the taste of some of them, so it's cool. I can drink an energy drink and go to sleep like 5 minutes later. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I there's been times where I have gone to the gas station and I'm like, you know what, if I'm not gonna do well, like I can already feel, or we're supposed to get some ranked games in, I want to stream this, I don't feel there yet, so I'm gonna go to the gas station and grab me a couple energy drinks and then I'll be good for the night. Don't do a Tonto. Don't do that. Like, yeah, you feel good in the moment, but then man, later that's when you wake up in the middle of the night afterwards and your heart is pumping, like, why did I do this? Why? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I can almost feel my arteries getting clogged.
More than they are now.
More so, yes. More so.
But one of the things I've learned to do is just chill off stream. Like whether it's me and Davey are hanging out in the Discord and we're playing a game together, or we're just chilling watching shows and we're just talking, or I'm watching anime. I'm catching up in shows I've been procrastinating to watch, or I am hanging out with this fluff ball right here that just wants constant attention nonstop.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were talking about me being a fluff ball. I was like, I'm not hearing.
You're fluffy in other ways. Take that for what you will.
I don't like that. I don't like that. You don't say that.
Chat, I think you like chat. We like that, don't we?
I'm not fluffy, man.
You fluffy.
Big boned.
Got no wide hips, boy.
Fluffy. But yeah, it's fuck. I dislike all of you. No. You also have to identify like this. Know the symptoms, man. If you don't know that you're burning out or it's your first time, um, just try to look it up, man. Like, just seriously pay the fuck attention. It's you have chronic fatigue, you have lack of motivation, decreased creativity, irritability, loss of interest. It's you know, it's crazy. It's almost like you know erectile dysfunction for content. Content. Yeah, yeah. It's still yep.
Yeah.
ED for content creation, and nobody wants that. Nobody.
I hope to God.
Nobody's saying that. All right. Anyways, it also leads to a lot of like bad health issues, man. Like if you're running on fumes and doing that stuff, like nobody likes headaches. You like headaches?
Fuck no.
And you ever had those like tension headaches? You know what I'm talking about?
Explain.
It feels like somebody is pressing with a jackhammer on the back of your head, but it's like attached to a bungee cord, and they're just like pulling it back and letting it go several times. It hurts. It's pretty painful.
So I never had those. So usually how my headaches works are, obviously, headache, they start in the head, but sooner or later, it'll go down into my neck, down into my shoulders, and then it just turns to body aches along with the headaches. And that is, and I think I learned that goes along with also my anxiety too, where I get body aches from that because I'm stressing myself out. I'm doing things that I probably shouldn't do, and I should actually, maybe listen to my therapist, like, hey, let's dial back on this, but yeah, that's like it's insane to think how this can really affect you and your mental well-being, your physical well-being, and that's what you see, like your favorite creators on social media. It's like, hey, I'm sorry guys for the lack of content. I'm not posting. I'm not interacting with y'all. I need to take a step back. I'm gonna take a mini vacation, a little me-cation, which is fine. You should never ever have to think like, you should feel bad like, oh, I'm gonna take time for myself. No, you need to.
No.
You need to do that. Why? If you're people that you love bringing this content to, if there are people there that are like, oh, how dare you? You disrupted my life. How dare you go take care of yourself and not post your weekly TikToks or YouTube shorts, anything like that. All right, well, those people, you don't want those in your life. Like the ones who truly understand, like, yeah, no, shut the fuck up and go to the next town over. Go to a concert, go do something fun to relieve that stress.
Yeah, go jerk off.
That too.
Seriously, like
unless you have ED, then I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then you don't. Nope. Yeah. That's like I'm not gonna lie. That's like a hidden fear of mine. It's like one day it's just not gonna work. Wake up, like. Where's
the blue pill?
Give me the blue pill. Oh God, shivers. No, sir. A good example of content creation burnout. In general, a lot of you might know, and a lot of you might not know, who. Shit, I forgot her name. They did Sweet Tails. Sweet Tails. She's, she blew up on the scene. She had crazy TikToks. She had all types. Like she exploded because she's one, funny as shit. She is. She, plays video games and she's just an overall good person. She gave back to a lot of people, and she never forgot where she came from. She look at her like I look at her as like a female Nice Wig, so to speak. And Nice Wig's another example too. But she streamed for 365 days straight. Not like continuous, but she made it a point to stream at least once a day. And she did that. She successfully did it. But in doing so, she didn't realize how burnout she was getting. She didn't realize how exhausted she was getting. Her immune system literally took a toll. She was prioritizing streaming content over, everyday activities, And it's essential to like set those boundaries and address, any type of issues that is coming along. And she was avoiding that because she had a goal, and she was pushing herself way past her limits. And this past January, she addressed everybody and said she was going to take a break, and she vanished off everything. She just posted, actually, ironically enough, this last week, and she gave everybody an update. She said she's feeling a lot better and everything, and she's ready to make a return, soon, but she's taking it day by day. And that's all you can do. Like, you don't want to get to that point. That's my whole reason for bringing this up, is once you get to that point, you already have these issues. And then once you go past it, it opens up all of Pandora's box. And next thing you know, you don't know how to come back. Just know where your limit is and don't exceed it. Don't go past it. It's sometimes that grave that you're digging unintentionally, it becomes impossible to get out of. It's no longer 6 foot deep, it's 60 foot deep. It's flooding.
Yeah.
So and take care of yourselves.
Take care of yourself and make sure you have you surround yourself with good people, because there's going to be times where that you won't be able to get out of that by yourself. You are going to need those people to grab you by the limbs and drag you out and keep you from falling back in again. I know creators who who weren't seeing it. They couldn't see it, or they didn't want to see it because they were afraid that, oh, I'm gonna mess everything up if I do this. I'll be fine. I'll catch up on my sleep. I'll get back on a good eating schedule, and they don't do it, and they're self sabotaging themselves without them even knowing it. And thankfully they have groups of people who are around them, and like, hey, we're gonna have an intervention. There's no way around this. Like, we need you to stop because we are genuinely worried about you. And then, when you do take that step back, it would, no matter how the manner you do it, like if you're legitimately just not on social media, or you do like go on vacation somewhere, or you're just having like a staycation, like, you're sleeping in, you are wearing lazy clothes around the house, make comfort foods for yourself. Like I've had, and like my friends that I have, that they did that. They stayed home, they caught up some things, and they were still around, but they just weren't active. Like, they'll be lurking in other people's chats as well, because they still want to support in that way, which is fine. It's as long as you aren't going to overdo yourself. But then they with this doing that, they taking this step back, and with them, watching other creators, it while they're getting their juices charged back up again, they're like, oh, with this taking this break, I was able to look at things, and then watching other creators just being like in the shadows lurking, I've gotten so many great ideas that I want to pursue, and this and that. I'm like, good, that's awesome. Like, yeah, find those people, and like, with us knowing so many people, we are unable to watch everyone, along with streaming, along with doing content creation. So like, taking this little break, you're able to catch up with these people, and you get to see their creative mind as well, and you're able to learn from them. And then when you come back, you have these brand new ideas, and you have this new motivation to pursue these new goals. That's amazing to get out from the rut, and then now you're back on top of yourself again.
Yeah, it's a great feeling when you do get out of that hole in that rut, and you're back on top of everything. It's a sense of you climbed the mountain. Um, it's more important though to not get there.
Yeah.
But it happens. It really does. So make sure you're like putting practices in your routine, to just do a little bit of self-care, make boundaries, establish regular breaks. Like me, I can get up and walk around a little bit, I'll do push-ups. I'll go for a run, I'll disappear for an hour because, I get a phone call from my grandmother and she does not know how to stop talking, and I'm like going crazy, and I'm just sitting here staring at chat, and everybody's talking about my chair. And
it's a nice
good
chair.
time. It's a good time. Very annoying. It's important that you engage in activities unrelated to creative work, though. Like, and one thing that I did and I learned is, as much as if you are streaming it on Twitch or YouTube or whatever you're doing, your live content, your streaming content, your long term, short term, uh, whatever content you may be making, you be making some of that content, but whatever it is, seek support, find peers, find mentors, and don't forget how to be a viewer. It's incredible how many people I know that they start streaming and making content and they forget what it's like being in the chat. See it from other people's perspective. And good Lord, please practice some stress reducing stuff, whatever it may be. I don't care what it is. Get a stress ball. But myself, example for me, I have several mentors, not people that I necessarily talk to on a regular, but I mean, one for sure, Caution. A lot of people know who Caution is. He's a great dude. Love him to death. Good friend. Great content creator. He actually just did a charity stream last night and, raised $1,700 in 7 hours. He's just doing whatever he can to give back. And he hasn't stopped doing that. And I've watched him come from the ground up. And, he's gone through that battle of creation exhaustion. He's gone through that battle of being homeless, not knowing where to go. Not because of content, just because of life, shit happens. But he's gone through all of that, and he's made it out the other side. So that's one of my mentors. Find people like that, like-minded individuals, people that can support you, lift you up. Not necessarily idols. Idols are cool. Don't get me wrong. Idolizing people, that's neat, but somebody that you can actually talk to, off to the side. It can be somebody small. It can be somebody huge. But all that matters is that they're listening. So find that you have a speaker. Everybody has a speaker. Find somebody that's actually tuned into it.
It's interesting to see, because we all started out being just viewers to, we found people that we gave it to who were streaming, who were putting out, content creation. Again, whether it's gameplay, it's cosplaying, if they're creating art, or whether it's painting, drawing, or they're making music. And then for whatever you decide to choose from that, like, oh yeah, I want to do that, I want to stream that, to be able to go back to just being a viewer again and like, oh, I remember this was so nice, being able to come around those people again at the times they stream, whether it's during the day or if you're a nighttime GGen like myself. I'm able to watch the people who I found through Twitch or through TikTok, and they are late night streamers, or they're just another part of the world. So like at nighttime, they're streaming while I'm still awake. It's just a very comfortable thing to go back to. Hey, I'm not a TikToker. I'm not a Twitch streamer. I'm not a YouTube partner. I am just Tonto. I am just a viewer. I'm in the chat lurking, or if a conversation spikes up, I join that conversation with these other people of this community, and this is just it. There's nothing else expected of me, and that is a lot of weight off your shoulders. That's a very stress relieving experience to go through.
Yeah, there's countless ways to, find creation burnout, but there's countless ways to, counteract it. So you gotta find what works for you. Every person is different. No two people are ever the same. No matter who you're trying to copycat, no matter if you're trying to be Dr. Disrespect, your mental, his mental and their mental. It's all different. What you can stand, what you can put up with, no matter how physically strong you are. You know, burnout is burnout. So I think it's really important that people differentiate. You know, you have your personal life, which is, you know, behind closed doors. You at home, whether you be, you know, butt naked, or, you know, you got a family of 16 or something like that. You know, your personal life, your family, um, things that are extremely close to you. You have that. You have business. If your business is doing content, you know, that's great. These two are about to coincide, but business is work. You know, myself, I'm a GC. I work my ass off, you know, Monday through Friday. I'm busy as shit. I separate personal and business. And your last one is your getaway. It's your way to take the factors of those first two subjects and escape it. So don't forget what your getaway is. So if you're doing content as your business and those two are mixing together, it's your getaway and it's your business at the same time, you have to truly combine those two. Because if you start treating content and streaming like it's an actual business and you're just in it for one reason, and that's to, you know, stroke out those 9 to 5s and you know, punch numbers and make money, you're not doing it for the right reasons. Don't forget why you started doing it in the first place. And then you have your personal life. Now, personally, it's okay to open up about your personal life a little bit, like be, you know, formal with your audience and stuff like that. You know, people want to know us. They do. But don't let people know too much. Don't dox yourself. Don't put anything that is close to you in danger. And the sad truth is, you know, that's what clicking the go live button is. Internet's forever. So everything we're saying right now, it's going to be here long after we're gone. So just try to keep that in mind. Just create barriers, separate them.
Yeah, you have to be ready to be able to put yourself in that vulnerable spot.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, you know, English. You know, there's a reason why I was in special ed English, Grim. That is one of the reasons.
It's all right. Tara also speaks cursive fluently.
I've heard many times. Yeah, it's a very vulnerable spot to put yourself in with going live, whether it's streaming or if you are putting yourself out there again in TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, whatever, because you are putting a part of yourself out there, and whether you're gonna limit what you show yourself or not, you know, what people see, that is not that's not all of your life. They don't get to see everything, like what goes on in the background. And if you are gonna be vulnerable enough, god damn it,
vulnerable.
Yes, thank you. You know, if you're gonna give that amount of yourself out there, please be careful with doing that. That you're opening more doors than you know, with and allowing more people access into that, because most of it can be just you know, simple curiosity, but then it could also lean into some, you know, unfortunate malicious curiosity, and then that's just adding more onto your plate that you know, just weren't expecting. And there's a reason why some creators, they don't they don't say everything. They limit what you see or hear on stream. They're doing it for a reason, and you need to figure it out for yourself. Do I want to tell them this? Do I want to show them this? You know, is this okay to do? You know, you gotta have that conversation with yourself. And if you feel like I need, and again, if you need an outside perspective, reach out to your friends, reach out to your fellow creators. You know, help each other. We're not all going to get to where we're going to go by ourselves. We're going to need to ask for help. There's no way one person can do all this on their own.
No, never. Yeah, I've never met anybody that oh, I'm not in this to make friends. What? What are you here to do, Terminator? Like, I'm here for John Connor. Like, calm down. It's all right, man. Like, just breathe. Everybody wants friends. You gotta have friends. You gotta network. That was last week's episode, Mm-hmm. You have to find those people that are going to be your inner circle. It's really important, and some people are there for everybody. I can say it. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I know that. I'll piss people off just by trying to make a joke. I don't mean it. I'm not truly an asshole. My door's always open. My DMs are always open. I'm here for everybody. As long as it's a reasonable hour. If you hit me up while I'm asleep Monday through Friday and it's like 2:00 in the morning, you might get a freaking earful, but I'm gonna listen. It's important to find those people, and I've been down some dark roads myself, so I know what it's like to have those 2 a.m. Panic attacks. Those waking up in cold sweat moments. It's not fun. It can be caused from anything. It's not just creation burnout. Deep breaths, and find those people that are gonna pick up at 2 a.m. I ain't gonna come pick you up, but I'll talk to you.
If you pay for the gas and plane ticket, I'll think about it.
Maybe. Maybe. But it's you just gotta recognize the signs, honestly, and have a game plan. Creation burnout. I can go on forever, honestly, and try to talk and put all the things that's going on in chat's head and anybody listening's head that's like, is it just me? Is it just me that feels like this? Am I alone? Like, you're not. I promise you. Whatever is going through your head right now that you think no one has ever, experienced this exact stress, they have. I promise you Nick Merckx has. I promise you Tim Tatman has. It doesn't matter. Imperial Hal, it's just important that once you make that craft and you make your content, to create a safer barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So, seriously, guys, just take your time. Slow is smooth, Tonto. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
Yes.
Don't you? Oh, God, I hated that song.
Damn it, Grim.
Military lingo.
Yeah, it's never going away, Grim. It's always be a part of us. Are you tracking?
My eyes are twitching. Are you? No, you got.
I was about to say.
You got a knife hand. Are you tracking? Get your hands out of your pockets.
Sorry. Point in fucking pockets. I think this has been a good episode, man.
Yeah, no, me too. I do too. But honestly, it's like I said, we could talk forever about this, but forever is not a reality. It really isn't.
Before we go, I am gonna remind anyone it is Hispanic Heritage Month. So just for anyone who don't understand what it is, I'll explain it. During this month, we celebrate this month to honor our ancestors, our heritage, and our culture. We are here to remind you that we are part of the story, and we will carry the strength and light of those before us into the future. I'm a first generation American. My mom and dad, they immigrated here from Mexico. English was not their first language. Thankfully, my dad was able to understand it. My mom, she's gotten a lot better. Yeah, but it's if they didn't do that, if they didn't come to this country, you guys wouldn't see me. I wouldn't be here me and Grims probably wouldn't be friends. The people I've met through online, through SRC, it just wouldn't happen. So, I'm thankful for my roots. I remember where I come from, and, I hope you guys will be able to, for friends that you have who are Hispanic and, they're 7 this month, ask questions. If you're interested, no one's going to be, oh, how dare you ask me, about my culture. And, that's no one's ever going to be like, unless they're weird, but then I can't speak for them.
World is full of weirdos. That is for sure.
But yes, enjoy this month with us. I think and there's Davey. Si se puede.
Wait. What's crazy about it being Hispanic Heritage Month? The fact that I just found out. Like you're talking about first generation this, family was immigrants, blah. I just found out I was Mexican, man. Like I'm new to this. Like I gotta learn this month. All right, this is new. This is news to me. I'm over here like, do I eat the burrito like this, or do I eat the taco like that? I don't know these things. I gotta. The more I looked into Hispanic heritage and everything, and the beautiful culture that it is, the more I'm intrigued by it. Honestly, like I've never actually taken the time to learn cultures. I obviously knew I was Native my whole life, but I always thought it was Native and Irish. And what's to know about Irish other than don't fuck with them and potatoes? Okay, there's a little bit more, but still,
yeah.
I thought that was it, but no, I'm not Irish at all. I am ancient Mayan, Mexican, and Native American.
I'll give you one thing. I'll give you one piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Do not be like, well, he's not Hispanic, but either way, the way to eat a taco, you do not use flour tortillas for tacos. You use corn. Flour is for burritos. Everyone, I want you to go and find SRC Agony on Twitter, and I want you to blast the hell out of him, because this man triggered the fuck out of me this week by seeing him holding with his gargantuan hands a taco with a flour tortilla. No. I'm gonna come for you, Agony. You think you're gonna like it, but you're not. That's all I gotta say about that.
I don't think Agony will like it.
I don't think so either.
Agony's a resistant one. You gotta remember that. He's always resistant.
Not with this. I'll set him straight.
It is a beautiful thing though. Hispanic heritage, and everything that goes along with it. Between family, tradition, honors, everything. It's been an experience learning my newfound heritage, and it makes a lot of sense. That's all I gotta say. Like the more I found out and dug about tendencies and what was it? More would it be morale, principles to live by? Yeah. Hispanic principles to live by, I guess. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I looked into that and everything, I was like, oh, this all means a lot to me, and it has my whole life. I just found this out a week ago. Now this makes it's all clicking. It's all clicking. It is Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. Yes. But with that being said, it's been a beautiful, beautiful episode. I loved it. Creation Burnout, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to wrap it up with that, and just keep in mind, your limits, your boundaries. Set what you can, and don't what you don't. If that doesn't make sense, then I probably have Creation Burnout right now, because I've been going for a minute. But nevertheless, love you guys. We will see you in 2 weeks. This reason why it was back-to-back weeks is because we did take the 1 week off for the holiday. So we will be back in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks, Tonto. You want to tell them what we're talking about?
The next 2 weeks, on October 1st, we are going to be talking about anime. We've been talking a lot of kind of seriousness stuff with
Tonto.
content creation, or what?
What's on the screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot that was gonna happen. Sorry about that, y'all.
It is fixed.
So yes, we're gonna be talking about anime. I think it's we should have a good, fun subject to come around and just get away from the seriousness that for the past few episodes we've had. We're actually gonna have a special guest on that one. His name is Kisogo. He is a very good friend of mine that I have met through Twitch and through other friends as well. I met through here, and if you're a fellow weeb, you will enjoy this one. Trust me. But we are gonna raid you guys out to McDude. He is one of our EU content creators. The kid is cracked as hell. You will see him in ranked games with Preds and Masters, and this man will not flinch at all. Just game face.
He doesn't have any facial expression. It's really alarming, actually. I just want to see him laugh a little bit.
Nah, that's part of his nature.
Nevertheless, find me on all socials at xgrimithy. Tonto.
You'll find me at itonto_. Again, you'll see my cat. That's a cat daddy. That's all you guys need.
But with that being said, I will see you guys in 2 weeks. It's been a pleasure. This is SourceCast out.
Later, y'all.